One exercise to rebuild leg strength after 60. Stop scrolling if you feel like your legs are getting weaker every single year. Most people over 60 accept fading mobility as a fact of life, but that is a massive mistake that leads to losing your independence. If you don't act now, you are literally watching your freedom walk away. This one specific movement is the secret to staying powerful, upright, and capable for the next 30 years. You won't want to miss the final habit, or 99% will miss the last tip and will be stuck with weak legs and poor mobility for life. The reality of aging is that muscle mass doesn't just sit there, it actively disappears if you aren't demanding it to stay. This is a medical condition called sarcopenia. By the time you hit 60, you can lose up to 3% of your muscle strength every single year. That sounds scary because it is. If you don't trigger your nervous system to keep those fibers alive, they simply vanish. Most people think they need a gym full of machines or heavy weights to fix this. They think they need to spend hours doing leg presses or extension curls, but the truth is much simpler and much more effective. There is one foundational human movement that mimics everything we do in real life, from getting out of a car to standing up from the dinner table. It is the ultimate survival move. The exercise we are talking about is the box squat. Now, don't roll your eyes thinking you've done squats before. Most people do them wrong, or they do them in a way that hurts their knees, which makes them quit. The box squat is different because it uses a physical stop point. This removes the fear of falling and allows you to target the posterior chain, your glutes and hamstrings, perfectly. Why the box squat? Because it forces your brain to reconnect with your hips. As we age, we tend to become knee dominant. We lean forward, put all the pressure on our joints, and wonder why our knees ache. The box forces you to sit back. It forces your largest muscle group, the glutes, to wake up and take the load. When your glutes are strong, your back stops hurting and your balance improves instantly. Let's break down the viral form for this exercise so you don't get injured. First, find a chair or a box that allows your thighs to be parallel to the floor when you sit. If you are a beginner, start with a higher surface. The higher the surface, the easier the move. Stand with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Point your toes out just a little bit, maybe 15 degrees. Before you even move, you need to brace. Imagine someone is about to poke you in the stomach. Tighten those core muscles. This creates a rigid pillar that protects your spine. Now, instead of bending your knees first, think about pushing your butt back. Imagine there is a door behind you and you are trying to close it with your hips. This hinge is the secret to rebuilding real power. Lower yourself slowly. Control is the name of the game here. If you just plop down onto the chair, you aren't building muscle. You're just falling with style. Take 3 full seconds to go down. This is what we call eccentric loading. It creates tiny micro tears in the muscle that signal your body to repair and grow stronger. This is how you reverse the aging process in your legs. Once your butt touches the box, do not relax. This is where most people fail. Keep your core tight. Keep your feet pressed firmly into the ground. Stay there for just a split second. Then, drive through your heels. Imagine you are trying to push the floor away from you. As you stand up, squeeze your glutes hard at the top. That squeeze is what builds the functional power you need for stairs. Now let's talk about the frequency, because consistency is the only way to see a biological rewind. You don't need to do this every day. In fact, your muscles grow while you rest, not while you work. Aim for 3 sessions a week. Start with 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions. If that feels easy, don't just do more reps. Increase the challenge by slowing down the movement even further. The magic of the box squat isn't just in the muscle, it's in the bone density. When you put a load through your femur and your pelvis, your body sends minerals to those bones to make them denser. For those over 60, this is the best insurance policy against fractures. Stronger bones mean that even if you do trip, you are much more likely to walk away without a serious injury. One major mistake people make is looking down at their feet. When you look down, your chest collapses and your spine rounds. This puts unnecessary pressure on your lower back. Keep your eyes fixed on a point about 6 feet in front of you on the floor. This keeps your neck neutral and your airway open. Good posture during the exercise translates to good posture at the grocery store. Let's address the knee pain myth. Many people avoid squats because they say, "My knees can't handle it." In reality, your knees hurt because the muscles around them are too weak to support the joint. By performing a box squat correctly, you are actually decompressing the knee joint by shifting the weight to the hips. It's the most therapeutic thing you can do for rusty joints. As you get stronger, you can progress this move. You can hold a small weight at your chest, like a gallon of water or a dumbbell. This is called a goblet box squat. Holding weight in front acts as a counterbalance, which actually helps you sit back further and keep your spine more vertical. It's a paradox. Adding a little weight can sometimes make the form feel even better. But what if you can't even do one? That's okay. Start with a high assist version. Use a sturdy table or the back of a couch for balance. Use your arms to help pull yourself up. The goal is to gradually reduce the amount of help your arms provide until your legs are doing 100% of the work. Every journey back to strength starts with that first intentional movement. We also need to talk about the mind-muscle connection. When you are doing these squats, don't just go through the motions. Literally, think about your quad muscles and your glutes firing. Research shows that focusing your internal attention on the muscle being worked can actually increase the number of muscle fibers recruited. You are literally thinking yourself into being stronger. Hydration and protein are the silent partners in this leg rebuilding project. You can do all the squats in the world, but if you don't give your body the building blocks, nothing will happen. Ensure you are getting enough protein. Aim for a palm-sized portion at every meal. This provides the amino acids necessary to repair the tissue you're working on during your box squats. The reason this specific exercise is viral is that it works fast. Within just 2 weeks of consistent box squatting, people report feeling lighter on their feet. You'll notice that you don't need to use your hands to push off the arms of a chair anymore. That is the first sign of your independence returning. It's a feeling of power that spreads to every other part of your life. Remember, the goal isn't to look like a bodybuilder. The goal is functional longevity. You want to be the person who can play with their grandkids on the floor and get back up without help. You want to be the person who can carry their own luggage. The box squat is the foundation of that lifestyle. It is the one movement that preserves your dignity as you age. Let's talk about the last inch of the movement. When you are almost standing up, don't let the momentum carry you. Finish the move with intention, lock your hips out fully. This ensures that you are working the muscle through its entire range of motion. Shortchanging your reps leads to shortchanging your results. Every rep is a deposit into your health bank account. Another tip for success: check your footwear. Don't do these in squishy running shoes with big air cushions. Those are like trying to squat on a mattress. They make your ankles unstable. Go barefoot or wear a flat, thin-soled shoe. Feeling the floor through your feet helps your brain process balance much faster. It grounds your nervous system and makes the exercise safer. If you ever feel a sharp pain, stop. There is a big difference between the burn of a working muscle and the sharpness of an injured joint. If you feel a burn, keep going. That's the feeling of weakness leaving the body. If you feel a sharp pinch, check your form or raise the height of your box. Adjusting the exercise to your body is a sign of intelligence, not weakness. The beauty of the box squat is that it can be done anywhere. You don't need a gym membership. You just need a chair and the discipline to stand up and sit down with purpose. You can do a set during commercial breaks or while you're waiting for your coffee to brew. Those micro workouts add up over time to create a massive shift in your physical capability. Let's discuss the final habit that makes all of this stick. Most people fail because they think of exercise as a chore they do once and then sit for the rest of the day. To truly rebuild your legs, you must pair your box squats with active sitting. This means every time you sit down or stand up throughout the day, you do it using the box squat technique. No plopping. By turning every chair in your house into a training tool, you're performing dozens of stealth reps every day. This keeps your metabolism higher and your joints lubricated. It turns a workout into a lifestyle. This is how the 1% of people who stay fit into their 80s and 90s actually live. They don't just go to the gym, they move with intention always. If you commit to this one exercise, you are effectively opting out of the standard aging process. You are choosing a path of strength over a path of atrophy. The choice happens in your living room, one rep at a time. It's never too late to start, but the best time to start is exactly 5 minutes ago. Your future self will thank you for the strength you build today. Stay focused on the long game. Rebuilding strength takes time, but the momentum builds faster than you think. Once you regain that base level of leg power, you'll find yourself wanting to walk more, explore more, and live more. That upward spiral of health all begins with the simple act of sitting down and standing back up correctly. Make sure you track your progress. Write down how many squats you did today. Next week, try to do one more or make the chair an inch lower. Seeing those small wins on paper is what keeps the motivation high when you're feeling tired. Strength is a skill, and like any skill, it gets better the more you practice it with focus and care. You have the tools and the knowledge now. The only thing left is the action. Don't let this be another video you watch and forget. Stand up right now and do 5 box squats. Feel the muscles working. Feel the blood flowing. That is the feeling of your body coming back to life. You have the power to change your physical destiny starting this very second. Subscribe. Which advice will you start applying today?